Here you are, standing on the ancient sands of Greece, feeling the cool breeze kiss your skin as the sun sets lazily over the horizon. The faint sound of distant waves crashes against the rocky shores, and the air smells faintly of salt, history, and olive oil. Maybe that last one is just the local food stall tempting you. But wait, before you get too comfortable, here's your cheeky warning. You probably won't make it through this day. In fact, you may not even finish this video, because once you realize the incredible technological wonders the ancient Greeks created, you might just spend hours down a rabbit hole of lost knowledge. So, do yourself a favor, grab a drink, hit like, subscribe if you haven't, and drop a comment with your location and the local time. We're about to embark on a journey, and you're definitely going to want to ease into tonight's adventure. Let's begin. You step back in time, far beyond the bustling marble temples of Athens or the shadow of the Parthenon, deep into the mechanical world of ancient Greece. You could be strolling through the sun-drenched streets of Alexandria, where libraries were filled with scrolls of knowledge that humanity was still catching up to, even thousands of years later. It's here, amidst the minds of thinkers like Archimedes and Heron, that you discover a hidden world of technologies far beyond their era. First, let's talk about the Antikythera Mechanism, something that sounds more like a sci-fi device than a relic from the ancient past. Imagine, if you will, a machine the size of a small box. It's made of gears, cogs, and metal parts, much like the inside of a clock. But here's the kicker. This was made roughly 2,000 years ago. Historians are still debating whether this ancient device was an astronomical computer designed to predict celestial events or if it was a sophisticated mechanical calendar. But, as you look closely, it's hard to ignore the complexity. This little device could calculate the position of the moon and planets. Think about that for a second. This is a piece of technology built at a time when people didn't even know the Earth was round, let alone orbiting the sun. And yet, here was this astonishingly advanced piece of machinery, found in the remains of a shipwreck off the coast of a tiny Greek island in 1901. How could such advanced technology have been lost to time? Historians speculate that the Antikythera Mechanism wasn't the only one of its kind, suggesting that there might have been entire schools of thought in Greece, dedicated to complex mechanical devices. Some theorize that these technologies were abandoned or forgotten after the fall of Greek civilization and the rise of the Roman Empire. And yet, in the dim light of ancient Greece, this technology was simply too advanced for its time, far too advanced, maybe even for its creators. But the Greeks were never shy about making astonishing breakthroughs. You hear about Archimedes, the man who famously said, "Give me a place to stand, and with a lever, I will move the world." And as you walk down the dusty streets of Syracuse, where Archimedes once resided, you begin to understand the weight of that statement. It wasn't just theoretical. It was practical. Archimedes invented the screw, the very same screw used in modern machinery to this day. Imagine a world without screws. You wouldn't have bicycles, or kitchen taps, or even those infuriating IKEA furniture assembly instructions that we all love to hate. But we've gotten ahead of ourselves, haven't we? Let's pull back a bit and talk about a piece of technology that some might argue was a precursor to the steam engine. Yes, you read that right. The ancient Greeks had a concept of steam power long before it was harnessed by the likes of James Watt in the Industrial Revolution. A small, bronze device called the alipile, or more commonly, Hero's engine, was the first known device to convert steam into rotational movement. Picture it now, standing in front of a small, globular bronze ball mounted on a pedestal. You fill it with water, heat it, and as the steam escapes from two nozzles on the side, the ball begins to spin. It's essentially a simple steam-powered engine that demonstrates the potential of steam as a driving force for mechanical motion. And yet, while Hero's engine was undoubtedly a marvelous demonstration of potential energy, it didn't take off in its time. Why? Maybe it was just too ahead of its time. Maybe people weren't quite ready to give up their hand-powered machines and water mills. Who knows? The Greeks certainly did have the minds for it, but sometimes the universe has other plans, like, say, a rise in military power and a shift in priorities. Before you get too carried away thinking that steam-powered devices and astronomical computers were all they were up to, let's shift focus for a moment. In the back alleys and market stalls of Greece, artisans and metalworkers were crafting something a little less scientific, but equally groundbreaking: the first fully automatic door. Yes, automatic doors, the kind you see sliding open at your local shopping mall. But these were much more than a convenience. They were magic, pure and simple. Hero of Alexandria, that same inventive mind behind the alipile, designed a mechanism that allowed doors to open when fire was applied to a temple's altar. The flames would heat water, which would then generate steam, which in turn powered the door to open. If you're thinking, that's a little excessive for a door, well, you're not alone. It's a bit amusing, isn't it? A culture so immersed in philosophy, art, and science that they invented something as basic as a door opener, and yet the idea of using steam as a propulsion system didn't catch on until centuries later. But as the cool Greek wind picks up around you, and you step away from these ancient innovations, there's a bittersweet realization. Much of what we know of Greek technology, much of its lost potential, rests only in fragments. Like so many secrets lost to history, these pieces of genius weren't fully appreciated in their time, and as the centuries passed, they were forgotten. But maybe, just maybe, they're waiting for us to rediscover them. Now, let's ease into tonight's journey. As the soft orange hues of dusk envelop the world, you find yourself standing once again in the heart of ancient Greece. The smell of roasted lamb wafts from a nearby stall, and the sounds of laughter and murmurs from the bustling agora fill the air. The day is ending, but the night holds secrets. Tonight, you're going to uncover the lost wonders of Greece, these forgotten inventions that existed far before their time. Take a deep breath, settle in, and let's explore the mysteries hidden in the ruins of time. Remember to like and subscribe, and share where you're watching from. But for now, let's drift back into history. You begin your exploration with a deep curiosity. As the soft light of evening filters through the ancient columns, you find yourself thinking about the gears of the past, literally. The mechanical wonders of Greece weren't just about the inventions themselves, they were about the ideas they spawned. You see, while many of the machines never left the drawing boards, some left behind blueprints so intricate, so precise, that they've left us pondering for centuries. Take, for instance, the Greek fire, the weapon that was part science, part myth. It was a secret, much like the recipe for Coca-Cola today. What was it made of? Was it a type of napalm, or did it rely on the idea of combustibility through chemical reactions? Historians still debate whether the Greeks were the first to truly understand the explosive potential of chemistry, but whatever it was, it left a legacy of fire and fury across the Eastern Mediterranean. You think about the cultural significance of these technologies. How a simple tool like the watermill, a humble machine by today's standards, changed the course of labor forever. Before the watermill, humans had to rely on manpower for tasks like grinding grain. But in ancient Greece, a simple shift in thinking brought water power into the equation, an early step in human progress. And yet, this simple innovation didn't revolutionize everything in one fell swoop. It was an incremental change, a glimpse into the future of industrialization, but it took centuries before the idea spread. You wonder, as the last rays of sunlight dip below the horizon, what other forgotten inventions there might be waiting, tucked away in the silent corners of history, waiting for someone to care enough to dig them up. And so, as the darkness settles and the wind whispers through the ruins, you realize one thing: history, in all its complexity, is full of discoveries we're only just beginning to understand. Now, the day is done. The journey through ancient Greek technology has come to a close, but its echoes linger. You feel it, the quiet wonder of human ingenuity, stretching across centuries. As you close your eyes, you feel the soft embrace of night, the rhythmic sound of the wind through the ancient olive trees. You think about the legacy of the Greek mind, their inventions, and their determination to build, to create, to imagine beyond their time. It's humbling, isn't it? To think that so many of the things we take for granted, like the machines that drive our lives, are rooted in the very hands of those who once walked the same earth. The soft, cool night air wraps around you like a blanket, and as the stars slowly emerge above, you let the peaceful silence take over. The journey may be over for today, but tomorrow, history will still be here, waiting to be rediscovered.